this time it's nobody's favorite time of the week anymore. It's Ask a Rabbi Wednesday. Since it's Chol HaMoed, it's a whole question if you can even make videos during Chol HaMoed, but it's probably a Malachas Ha'Oved. It's a Dover Oved, something we'd lose out on because the subscribers are expecting a new video every Wednesday. If they are, I don't know if they are, but it's possible. As well as it's not a Malachas Uman because my videos, it's not a professional work because my videos are so amateur looking. So I have both reasons why it would be okay to make videos on Chol HaMoed. I want to talk a little bit about Sfiras Omer. We started to count the Omer on the second night of Passover. Now most people know, although maybe some people who are watching don't know, the Torah tells us in the book of Leviticus that you should count 50 days from the day after the day of rest, the first day of Passover, according to the Jewish tradition. And it's pretty clear from the book of Joshua, even biblically speaking, that because there it explicitly says the day after Passover. So the Bible does tell us, indeed, that the Omer counting starts on the day after Passover. It happens that this year, the first day of Passover fell on Shabbos. So both things actually came together, both the heretical idea and the actual Torah true idea. So a little bit of unity, even among those that we don't generally have unity among. Although the other things came about as well. So anyway, one thing I just want to talk about is that it says there, Shemesh Moses to me Mistiyana, that they shall be 7 complete weeks. And one very interesting thing that the Rabbi Mendel Rimanover, one of the great Hasidic masters, taught about this idea is that one should constantly be reminding themselves and counting the Omer all day long. And some people, for example, not only, of course, at night we say the blessing and we count the Omer. After that, although one could count the Omer during the day over and over again without a blessing that night during the day. For example, when we say Psalm 67, Lam Natseach, which is in the Nusach Sfard and the Sephardic version of the prayers, which we also say by the morning prayers in Anu B'Koach, by the Korbanos, both of which are associated with the Sephirah because they have 49 words in them. So too we can extend that to whenever we recite those prayers to also count the Omer before or after, or before and after, or just stop in the middle of the day for that reason. And this not only has, from the Hasidic perspective, which is not pshat, of course one fulfills the mitzvah just counting it once each day, and there's no requirement to count constantly throughout the day, but it has a practical advantage to it because we know the halach is if you forget to count at night and then you count the next day, since there's a disagreement as far as counting the Omer, whether each day on its own is a mitzvah or whether it's just one big mitzvah. So according to the opinion that it's just one big mitzvah, if you miss one day, you miss the whole thing. And according to the other opinion that each day is separately a mitzvah, so then each day on its own is a mitzvah. So even if you would miss, you would still be obligated to count the other days. You don't miss. So the mitzvah is any time of the day. So at night we say the blessing. If you forget that night to count the whole night, and then during the day you remember and you say a blessing, so then you catch up and you have a blessing. And then the next you count during the day without a blessing because you don't say blessing during the day. But the next night, because you counted the previous day, you can resume saying with a blessing. But if you forgot the whole day, so that because of we're strict as far as the blessing for the opinion that says it's all one mitzvah, so if someone would miss a whole day, so then they would miss that day, but they could hear someone else say a blessing and say Amen to the blessing. On the other hand, here's the other opinion that says no, if you count, you have to this Hasidic master suggested to count all day anyway. So if you're not sure if you counted or not, you can still count with a blessing, according to most poskim. Anyway, and of course there's many different opinions on all of these issues, and we try to balance them, and that's why it comes out this way customarily in most communities, but there are other communities that have different customs. Communities are following like this, what we describe. In any event, if you do this anyway, meaning anyway you count, not only you count at night, but you count anyway during the day, even you count the night before, so that for sure, if you're not sure you didn't count at night, you counted the day, and constantly so forth, and so it's a good practice to do, and many synagogues do so, particularly, after davening Shabbat in the morning, just to remind people to count, so they continue to count, and it's good, so let's look forward to that day of Kabbalah Torah, as we're not counting down, we're counting up, because each day we get higher and higher, and stronger and closer and closer, and we go from strength to strength. And so thank you for joining us, and I wish you a very, very happy Passover, and a happy, even though Sphira is the time that we observe some time of mourning, the Ramban brings that really has an Indian of Chol HaMoed, and so there is a certain level of simcha, even those of us who do observe the Veilus as a custom, there's a level of simcha all throughout this time that we should be able to tap into during this very special time, specifically the simcha of the mitzvah of counting the Omer, and learning more Torah during this time, and being dedicated to working on ourselves and all kinds of things that should bring tremendous joy and happiness to our lives. And so I wish happiness and joy not only for the rest of Passover, but also for the rest of Sephira, and also the rest of the year and the rest of our lives. If you like our video, please like. If you have any other questions that you want us to address on a future episode, please comment below. And please subscribe and can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and so forth. Thank you for joining us. A very happy Passover.